Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're Bobby doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough. I wanna live right now.
Hey guys, glorious Tuesday to you, cool cats, my friends. We got something in the works and it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Hey guys, glorious Tuesday to you, cool cats. Hey, we're going to start this thing off with a quick survey. We're going to be discussing this whole month about ditching diets. Ditching the diets. Diets don't work. So I want to know, for those of you guys who are watching live, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever the case may be, what I want to know, oh my goodness, look who's coming in hot. It's Coach Christina, living it up large. Hey, congratulations, Coach Christina, on the release of your new book. It is absolutely amazing. But hey, guys, ditching the diets. Do me a favor. Drop one in the chat if you've heard any one of these. Shed 20 pounds in 14 days. Detoxify your body effortlessly. Melt away body fat with one superfood. Shrink your bottom with one shot. All these claims. We're going to talk about ditching the diets. Ditching the diets. Holy moly, my friends. Speaking of epic human beings showing up, it's Dr. Jacqueline. Ow, ow. Dr. Jacqueline in the house, my friends. Hey, guys, I just want y'all to know I'm very excited for what Dr. Jacqueline and I are cooking up. And more than Dr. Jacqueline, Coach Christina, we're also cooking up something pretty dope that's coming up in the month of May. I can't keep secrets. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. 21 days. We're going to be transforming people's minds and bodies in 21 days. And we're giving away a whole bunch of money in the month of May. Guys, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for exactly. For those of you, my friends, who are like myself, Dr. Jacqueline, Coach Christina, I love it. So this is my grandpa's quote, and I'm going to steal it. I love it when a plan comes together. So guys, most of these claims with these diets, they're too good to be true. We've all seen it. We've all heard it. And it's tempting to want to dive into these promises of rapid results. But the thing that we know, and it's sad, but it's true. And I had to pull up some statistics on this, so I made sure I got it right. But according to the experts, currently, as of right now, and these are mind-blowing, this is the tail end of 2023, weight loss products have increased to over 300 billion. That's a B, Coach B. That's a B. 300 billion at the tail end of 2023. Most people in today's society, they're looking for the quick fix. And we see it everywhere. These ads, these promises, these claims, they're everywhere. And they may provide a short temporary fix. But this market research is showing already in 2024 that 300 billion is going to go to 325 5 billion. That's in 1 year with just weight loss products. And we know, guys, that there is an issue. There is an epidemic in today's society. Whenever it comes to chronic disease, most people in the Northern America, we just kind of look at like North America, Canada, Mexico, like that whole like big piece of land right there. 6 in 10 people live with at least one chronic disease. And that's terrifying. It's troubling. And I'm seeing, for those of you who are interacting live with us in the chat, I want to say thank you. It truly helps us beat the old algorithm, the Facebook, Instagram algorithm. So thank you for interacting. I always ask, guys, if you're watching live, where are you watching live from? So hashtag live. And then what part of the state, country, or the world are you watching live from? And while you guys do that, I want to answer a couple questions that I see in the chat. So one of the questions that I see in the chat is, how does one get over mental block or the disconnect of putting in enough effort to be the healthiest version of themselves? This is an excellent question. And the reason I say that is because we see this day in and day out. It takes a tremendous amount of effort to want to live a healthier lifestyle, because it's more than just a want. We've got to start like looking at what I'm putting in my mouth. Where am I going to find healthier versions of these foods? If I'm going to start to exercise, where do I find the time to exercise? Where do I find the motivation to exercise? And for those of us who are parents, this is what did it for me. I wanted nothing more when my children were sick to take that pain away from them. I wanted nothing more when they fell down and they got hurt, take that pain away from them. Anytime we see our children, this is, this is for those of us who are parents, and not everyone's parents, but coming from a human emotional standpoint, human beings never, most of the time, we don't want to see other human beings in pain. Most of the time, we want to help people get out of pain. And the connection that had to happen in my mind about ditching the diets and ditching these quick fixes was, if I am not the healthiest version of me. Now, again, guys, for any of you that's been watching the show for the last couple years, you know that we operate on 5 pillars: faith, family, fun, fitness, and finances. So whenever we're talking about being the healthiest version of us, we're talking about that from a spiritual standpoint, your faith, having a healthy relationship, whether this is family, friends, coworkers, your children, faith, family, fun. We've got to find something that brings us enjoyment in this life, because guys, life is too short. We're going to blink and our lives will be over. So when we're talking about finding the healthiest version of ourselves, we've got to have all this stuff working together, because if any one of these 5 pillars is off, it's going to affect the other one. But I came to this conclusion that I had to be the healthiest version of myself in all 5 of these pillars, so that when another human being presented pain, whether this is from an emotional pain, a physical pain, a relational pain, a religional pain, a financial pain, that God could use me to be a blessing in their lives. But I first had to get my stuff together. I had to get my life in order. And that was difficult and that was very hard for me to do. But what I did was this, and it's called habit stacking. I just stack habits on top of other habits. But humans can really only do one thing at a time. Multitasking is an absolute lie. We can't do it. We can task swap, and historically women can do this better than men. They can kind of seamlessly transition from one task to another, but most of the time we can really only focus on one thing at a time. There are a select few people like drummers and musicians who can do multiple things at the same time. It's crazy. But whenever we're talking about changing our life, trying to get into a better habit or a better routine, we got to focus on one thing until that one thing becomes so rudimentary, because so mundane, it is a part of our subconscious process. So for me, what I had to do was the first thing that I could possibly control. I battled depression quite regularly, actually. So I had to learn to figure out what these triggers were that would kind of drive me into this hole of depression. Because I noticed when I would get depressed, I wouldn't eat. And then I would not feel good, so I would turn to coffee to try to keep me going. And then I wouldn't hydrate enough, so then I felt even worse. So my day would be full of pots and pots and pots and pots of coffee to keep me going. Then I had mental clarity issues, and then I felt like crap all the time. So I had to figure for me, what was the thing that made me feel the worst? So I had to figure out what was causing the depression, because that was stemming all the other things. And then when I did eat, it was normal, like, oh my gosh, get in my mouth. So I had to find, how do I fix this one thing? The low hanging fruit. So for you guys, we're going to find what is the low hanging fruit. So maybe you hate exercise. Well, let's not fix that dude first. Because we're going against the grain here. For most people, this is why we're talking about ditching the diets. We're going to fix what we put into our mouth. We're going to fix what we allow into our eyes and what we allow into our ears, because all of that stuff is what's fueling us on the inside. So when we can fix that, we're pretty much golden. So the thing that I want us to do is look at, how do we change one thing about our day for 21 days? And this is why I love this banner so much. We do transformations. We specialize in transforming people's lives by simply doing one thing. Y'all ready? Here it is. Ditching diets. How do we make lasting changes? How do we focus on one thing that will completely change our lives? Because let's just be honest, guys, shedding a few extra pounds can be life-changing. And that's why this month we're going to focus on, how do we ditch the diets? And what we're looking for here, guys, is focusing on one thing. One thing. Now, for some people, it could be, maybe we have one sip less of that glass of wine, or that bottle of wine at the end of the day that you are using to unwind, or one bite of the sugary, sweet, highly ultra processed food that you're eating. One bite less. It's little things done consistently over time that will make the biggest changes in your life. That little minute change is going to make the biggest difference that will set you on a completely different trajectory for the rest of your life. The sad news, my friends, as I continue of doing this research about these fad diets, and it's almost heartbreaking how fad diets have completely consumed the North American mindset. But recent figures have shown roughly 34% of adults and 20% of children are currently battling obesity. That's staggering. That's mind-blowing. And these concerns become more and more and more pressing as we all seem to keep searching for the quick fixes. The quick fixes. And I'm not downing, these GLP-1 weight loss shots, but a lot of people are turning to these quick fixes. And what we are seeing more often than not is it's causing far worse problems later on in life. We're seeing that their muscle tone and their bone density are decreasing at rapid rates. We're seeing hormonal imbalances, and people are like losing their hair. They're losing their willingness to be active. And that's far worse, than obesity. I mean, yeah, we got skinny, but here's the way I speak to this as we wrap up today's Ditching the Diets session. Our bodies is like a savings account. Our muscle density and our bone density, we will get to a place in life where we want to retire. And what we're going to live off of is what you have built up in that savings account. And you're going to start pulling from that savings account to live off of. Our bodies are the same way. There's going to come a time in our life that we can no longer make progress. We cannot make more progress. And we're going to start like maintaining, and then we're going to start regressing. That's like you get to this place in life where you either can't work, you don't want to work, and you're just kind of maintaining. And then you're going to start pulling from your retirement account. Well, if we've been pulling from that retirement account and we're losing muscle mass and we're losing bone density and we're losing mobility, we're losing our desire to be healthy, active human beings, and we're in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. What happens when we get into our 80s and our 90s and beyond, and you just naturally start to lose muscle? You naturally start to lose bone density. It becomes very difficult to accomplish just normal, everyday, common tasks. We're going to become very frail, very weak individuals, and it's not going to take much for our quality of life to go down the drain. And that's why it's so concerning about these fad diets and these quick fixes. I know it's frustrating for some people who've tried everything. Nothing's worked. You've tried to solve the problems. You've tried the magical solutions. But the real thing that we all must do, even myself, people are like, but Coach B, you don't understand what it's like to be overweight. My friends, I do. In 2004 and 5, I was 225 pounds of fluff. Now we're 185 pounds of okay. Okay. I'm not going to say I'm chiseled. I'm not going to say I'm ripped. I'm not going to say I'm cut. My wife may say that because she's going to love me for me no matter what. Coach B, you don't understand. You're a world champion athlete. Oh, but my friend, you have no idea. I have exercise-induced asthma. When my heart rate gets up, it's really hard for me to breathe. There are some days that I battle depression so deeply that I don't want to do nothing but just go to bed. Guys, we all have our demons that we battle. So just because you're overweight does not mean that you are somehow unworthy. Just because you are underweight, like I was my entire life, up to like 2002. I was like 80 pounds, like 6'5", 80 pounds. I'm talking like stick figure. Burr, burr, burr. The way we look does not define us. The things that we battle and struggle with do not define us. What defines us is how we choose to react to those things and when we choose to give up and quit. So guys, it is my job with the BFit Project, being your distinctly extraordinary coach, Coach B. Guys, this is all powered and fueled by various groups, guys, but I lead Underdog Nutrition. I've just recently partnered with USA Global Nutrition. Guys, you've been seeing me preach and teach this thing from the beginning, but what works is stacking habits. And we've got to pick one and stick to it for 21 days until it becomes so a part of your day in and day out. It's like breathing. We don't say inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, like we're about to have a baby. It just happens naturally. We don't think about swallowing or chewing or blinking. It just happens. When we can start to stack habits on top of habits, picking the easiest ones first, you will very slowly start to become the best version of you 21 days at a time. So guys, here's the thing. Here's what's coming up. I'm super excited. I'm freaking excited about the We Do transformations because here's why. Here's a short little video. I'm not going to play the whole 2-minute video.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Sipping on booze in the house of blues. It's the
Normal, everyday, regular people, guys, seeing completely drastic, life-altering changes in their body in 21 days. They weren't on a diet. They weren't on some kind of weight loss shot. They weren't on some kind of crazy, just mind-blowing, intense workout routine. They simply fueled their body with proper nutrients, added in a little bit of movement for 21 days in a row, and then we added some motivation. That's right. Look good, feel better, and win some money. 21 days, guys. The biggest difference that you are seeing in these 21-day transformations, when we can learn how to start to cut highly ultra processed foods out of your diet, how to slowly start to get the sugars out of your diet, what's going to change, my friend, is we can get the inflammation out of our body. The bloating will start to get out of our body. You're going to start to feel better, and you're going to want to start to move a little bit more. And then, my friends, when we give away $10,000 every single month, people get motivated when we're like, hey, if you will put your health and wellness at the forefront of your mind for 21 days, if your before and after picture looks a little bit better than maybe the next person's, no ifs, ands, or buts, no questions asked, here's $1,000. Would you be willing to allow me to help you again next month with our next 21-day transformation that's coming up? So here's what it is, guys. $10,000. No questions asked, month after month after month. We've already gave away $500,000. It's 21 days with meal plans, accountability, the right amount of movement, a grocery list, the #1 supplement on the planet. Guys, if y'all didn't know, Herbalife is the #1 in the world. In the world. I'm talking a perfectly balanced macro and micro profile, meaning it's a perfectly balanced meal that you can have on the run. And we're going to give you the how-to videos of how to do this with a crazy insane lifestyle. Guys, I got 4 kids, 6 businesses, and I lead team calls every single day. Thanks to Dr. Jacqueline, we just launched a brand spanking new TV show that aired last week. You may have caught the show yesterday. I was so excited I had to go back and watch the show again myself on Monday. Oh, goodness. Freaking excited. But that energy, the energy that I'm going to bring and all the rest of our coaches, you're going to be a part of a community that is unmatched, my friend. I cannot wait to have you guys join us. And if you're looking for something that works, join me, Coach B, at teambextra.com. So when you go to teambextra.com, all this is we're just going to ask for first name, last name, email, and phone number. This is just telling us you would like to be a part of our next 21-day transformation challenge. And then all I want you to do, guys, is tell us who is your coach. So like who sent you there? Because we've got a whole bunch of people on the drop down. Because guys, this is international. This is not just the Tennessee thing. This is not just a Florida thing. So guys, we've got team members from Canada to Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, New York, California, Mexico, Arizona. I know I'm missing somebody. But guys, we're going to take excellent care of you guys. Thank you, Dr. Jacqueline. Dr. Jacqueline is on live with us, my friends, and she is dropping a link. So guys, if you want to catch the very first EP1, baby, episode 1 of the BeFit Project, here's where you can find it. We would love to have you with us. It's going to be a pretty awesome journey. So guys, as we wrap this thing up, it is truly an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to be with you. I'd love to have you in our next 21-day transformation challenge. Will you be our next success story? Because I'd love to give you $1,000. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you on the next one.